Charlotte Motor Speedway is where we're at here today for the NNSCRA Hunt Brothers Pizza Truck Series, as it is the location for stop number 7 on the series. As the lights shine brightly under this 1.5-mile speedway for 40 laps of racing, and here's the starting lineup for today's running in the event. On the pole for this race, it is. On the pole for this race here today is Kat Badson in truck number 50. She's alongside number 6, Nathan Hudson, sitting alongside. Second row, he's Dylan Young in number 2, and number 1, Henry Williams, his best qualifying run he's had this season so far. Third row has Kyle Matthews in 52. He's alongside Keith Batson in number 28, sitting alongside. Batson won his last race brought to. Actually, no, excuse me, scratch that. Batson did not win the last race in Broughton on tour. Excuse me on that one there. On that here. Vince Batson so far still looking for his first victory of the season. My mistake on that. Next row down has number 44, Matt McIntyre. He's alongside number 5, Phil Parker. Next row has number 81, Scott Upton. He's starting inside top 10 here today. And Jesse Turner sits alongside number 80, the LCI Ford. Next row down is Quentin Moore in number 21. He's alongside number 48. It is Paul Minnick. Next row down has number 3, Cole Deaver. He's flanked by number 43. It is Mike Becker in the Cummins Diesel Dodge. Next row down has number 06. Mitchell Collins. He's alongside number 99, Levi McIntyre. Next row down has Daniel Bouchard in number 60. He's alongside number 94, Gene Sanfer. Next row down has number 25, Seth Cole, and number 86, Ty Dent, sitting alongside. Next row down has number 19, Sebastian Dent, and number 7, Logan Williams. Next row has Charles Sanford and Jessica Shelton. Here are 2 of our in-truck cameras in today's race. Jess has won 2 races this season so far. She won at Martinsville and she was actually the winner of the last race on the tour at Sonoma, California. Next row down has James Sykes in 83 and number 75, Zachary Fitzwater. Next row down, Stephen Colon in number 18 and number 24, Nathan Ormond. Next row down, Matt Haas in number 8 and number 29, Johnny Gardner. Next row down has number 17, Robbie Bogues, and Johnny's teammate Rob Evans, and number 30, near the Team Mopar truck, starting nose to tail. Next row down has number 88, Zach Winkle, and number 38, Dexter Black. Next row down, Joshua Osborne coming from way out back in number 98. He's alongside number 87, Cassie Dent. And starting shotgun will be Josh King and Roberto Crown Jr. They'll start in the back of the pack. So with that all said, let's get the command to fire them up here at Charlotte.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
You mentioned Charles Sanford and Jessica Shelton have 2 of our in-truck cameras in today's race. Our third one rides inside Levi McIntyre's truck, the number 99 X-Siberius Ford. As the pace truck leads the field off the pit road for the pace up. We'll be back for the start right after this. Field makes their way through turns number 3 and 4 now. Kat Badson and the number 50 Granger Ford starts on the pole for this race here today at a speed of over 177 miles an hour. That's how fast these trucks were in qualifying. But I guarantee you they're going to be a whole lot faster than that in the draft here today, as the pace truck leads the field off comes off the pit road. And here they come. Green flag flies, and we are underway here at Charlotte. Through turns 1 and 2 they come. Kat Badson leads them down. Dylan Young in second position. A pair of Fords breaking away from the field here. As they come down the backstretch here, speed increasing now 170 miles an hour down the backstretch. And 176 as they move into turn number 3. Henry Williams moves to the second position now. Kyle Matthews trying for third spot as they lead the. Kat Badson leads the first lap of this race here as they complete the first lap, as well. I was trying to say here. 40 laps of distance here today on this racetrack here as they come off turn number 2. This will be the only visit we'll have to visit to Charlotte this season. That's going to be a different story there when the next season of Castrol GTX Cup and also the season coming up in the NNSCRA Mellow Yellow Racing Series. Both those series will be on the NNSCRA channel, by the way. That's coming up here. Mellow Yellow Series will be season number 2, while the Castrol GTX Cup Series will be celebrating season 30 in that season. Henry Williams leads that lap here as Cat Batson slips back here. Scott Upton up to second position now. Cole Bieber in the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevy trying for the third spot with Mitchell Collins up behind him in fourth spot in that number 06 Ultra Wheels Ford. And now you got Chevy's 1-2 right now, and Robbie Bogues, you saw him way down on the grass in the Western Auto Chevrolet. And problems in turn number 1. Robbie Bogues is involved, Ty Dent involved, and Levi McIntyre in the 99 truck. He's also involved in turns 1 and 2. And we got some more trucks damaged up here. Looks like the back end damaged up to Josh King's truck, the number 49. On Mike Becker in 43, he had a great qualifying run in a Cummins diesel Dodge. That nose all wrinkled up on that machine. First caution flag of the day, flying on lap number 4. Roberto Crown Jr., his truck a little bit wrinkled up in the back end. He may still make a go of it, though. I'm not so sure, actually, but I don't think he'll be done. On Levi McIntyre, he was hopeful for this race, despite the fact that he didn't qualify all that well. As you watched Mike Becker come down pit road. Now all this started with a 17 truck here. We saw Robbie Bogues get off in the grass just a little bit here, coming to the start finish line. Watch him as he come out turn number 4. Here's where it all started. Got 3 wide right there. Bogues, along with Hudson and Young, they were all 3 wide down there. Kyle Matthews got off the wall, coming off turn number 4. Bogues goes down the racetrack about a la Mike Skinner at Texas in the Busch race in 2001, it looked like. And he goes back in the grass again on the dog leg of the portion of the track. And now they're 4 wide, and you cannot do 4 wide at any track you go to. I don't care how wide it is, unless you're at California where we got earlier this season. He gets right into Joshua Osborne, who gets into the 83 truck of James Sykes. And now here they come, and then Ty Dent just turns McIntyre around in the 99 truck. And then here comes Mike Becker got a piece of it too there. And there's Roberto. There's where the whole deal happened right there. The second crash. That's why Nathan Ormond, the pit sign on Nathan Ormond's truck team was coming down. Here's what happened in the second deal right there. All this was trying to avoid the crash involving McIntyre and Becker. They got through that, and I saw the 83 of James Sykes up on the wall. And Rob Evans got into Josh King. There's Fitzwater and Roberto Crown Jr. involved. We may have to look at that at a different angle, looks like, I think. We may do it real time. Yeah, there's what. Yeah, Evans got right into the 49 truck here, right there, and a 75-62 car got into it. And there's where Becker slammed into the truck, and so that's all that happened right there. On board Levi McIntyre's truck. And you heard Levi trying to get his truck to start back up, but unfortunately that was to no avail, and he is out of the race, unfortunately, it looks like, along with Ormond and Becker. And, well, Becker I can see why, and I think Ormond I might see why too, because he got a piece of that crash on the backstretch here. So 35 trucks remain in the race, and all 35 of them on the lead lap here. Let's reset the field for you here. Henry Williams leads. Seth Cole's second position. Third is Mitchell Collins. Fourth is Sebastian Dent. Fifth is Scott Upton. Excuse me. Charles Sanford is sixth position. Seventh is Cole Deaver. Jessica Shelton is in eighth position. Matt McIntyre ninth. And Daniel Bouchard right now runs in 10th position. As the green flag is about to fly once again, we'll be on lap number 9. When this race restarts, we have 8 in the books and 32 to go here at Charlotte. Cole Deaver tries to go to the outside of the track here on Charles Sanford, but couldn't go, and it couldn't get there fast enough. And Seth Cole got an excellent restart here. Seth up on the back bumper of Henry Williams' truck. As they come down the backstretch here, Chevy in first, Dodge in second, Ford's third and fourth, and then you got Chevy in fifth right now with Charles Sanford. As they come through turns 3 and 4 right now, Cole Deaver up on the back of that number 16 truck now. And here comes that number 4, Jessica Shelton, looking for 2 in a row. She won at Sonoma. The last race on the turn, she dominated that race, and she also dominated on that when she had at Martinsville. Down the backstretch they come here into turn number 3. You're on board Jessica Shelton's truck as she was behind Deaver in the number 3 machine. A woman on a mission is what she is right there, coming down the front stretch. Saw the speedometer right there, 184 miles an hour in the turn number 1, or actually almost in the middle of 1 and 2 almost. Down the backstretch she comes, on the throttle, 175 miles an hour off turn number 2. And in turn number 3, 183 miles an hour. Now through turns 3 and 4, she's on the throttle almost the whole way down through 3 and 4. 173 miles an hour off turn number 4. See how fast she hits coming on into turn number 1. 182 miles an hour, 183, 184 again in turn number 1. And her last lap just over 180 miles per hour. Let's check the fastest lap of the race so far. That is being set by Logan Williams at 181.837 miles per hour, almost 182 miles an hour for the fastest lap of the race so far. We told you they'd be faster than the pole run. The pole run was 177 miles an hour, set by Kat Badson. Speaking of, I was going to say speaking of Kat there, but right now we got a battle for the lead developing here. Charles Sanford to the low side. He'll take the lead from Henry Williams. He's got the push from his buddy Jessica Shelton. And Jess says, screw it, I'm going for the lead. And she looks to the low side. And Cole Deaver looks even lower through turns 3 and 4. And Deaver now wants to go for the lead, and he's got it. Power move by the number 3 GM Goodrich Chevrolet, and Cole Deaver steals that lap away from those two. And now here comes number 44, Matt McIntyre. He's got Stephen Colon behind him. Colon quietly working his way through the field here, as is the number 60 truck, I should say, of Daniel Bouchard. And now Bouchard makes it 3 wide through 3 and 4. Boy, what racing we're seeing here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charles Sanford and Jessica Shelton both got slid back just a little bit here, and now Deaver pulls away for the time being. And here comes Zach Winkle in that blue Menards number 88 truck. It's another Chevrolet in the field right there. So, and the manufacturer's breakdown in this race here: 15 Fords, 13 Chevrolets, and 7 Dodges in the field. Now Scott Upton in the 81 truck looks to the left side. He's got another surprise behind him. That's Sebastian Dent in the 19 truck here. Scott Upton moves into the second position there. The lap truck up ahead of Keith Badson. Something's wrong with Batson's truck. He is holding up everybody in the field, and Cole Deaver and everybody else behind him is getting frustrated, and that's going to give Scott Upton the lead right now. Come off turn number 4. Dent's in second position. Sebastian Dent, that is. Cat Batson in third spot. Here comes Dent for the number 1 spot in the number 19 Pennzoil Ford. Cat Batson up behind him here. Quentin Moore moved to the high side here. News paint scheme on the Quentin Moore truck, the Eagle Jet sponsorship on the side of the truck, but the big sponsor right there, the Racing with Jesus machine. That's the sponsorship on that card. Of course, also sponsorship of his favorite NASCAR driver, Morgan Shepherd. And that is, in fact, the Morgan Shepherd truck he is driving from 1996, I believe. Nice looking white paint scheme on that number 21 car. Quentin hopes to bring that truck to victory lane today here at Charlotte. Excuse me. But we are early on in this race. Still, there are 18 laps in the books and 22 laps remain here. We're almost halfway home here at Charlotte. As Cat Batson led the last time by, now Charles Samper gets pushed up to the high side by Jesse Turner in the number 80 machine. As he and Logan Williams now move to the low side here. Quentin Moore goes to the high side. Bill Parker in the 5 truck here. He comes to, as the 7 truck of Logan Williams is going to get a mirror full of rainbow back there. The number 24, I'm so used to the paint scheme having number 24 on it. It's kind of hard for me to get used to that number 5 on that truck. And that is Roberto Crown Jr. in the 62 truck. He, as the field laps him, and he's going to hold up several trucks on the outside, including Charles Sanford and Quentin Moore. Phil Parker busted out of that pack just in time. And now Seth Cole gets by the 87 of Cassie Dent, the Bell Self-Ability Chevrolet. Seth Cole up to 5th. So you got 3 Fords, a Dodge, and a Chevrolet in the top 5 spots right now here as Cat Batson now slips back in the number 50 machine. And several trucks there back there. That's James Sykes in the 83. Here comes 06 Mitchell Collins. Going to make a 3 wide here. Cassie Dent has to back off the throttle. She's way high on the track here off turn number 4. And cuts right in front of the 48 truck of Paul Minnick. And meantime, 3 wide there. That's Kyle Matthews, James Sykes. Sykes had to back out of the gas right there. And now it's Matthews versus Charles Sanford. 2 friends from opposite sides of the country here. Matthews from Ohio, Sanford from California. Driving the Papa John Chevrolet here as they come down the front stretch here. You're on board Charles Sanford's car. Or truck, I should say, too. Up the high side he goes here. Johnny Gardner goes by in the number 29 truck, the black and white Mopar machine. We have another Dodger about to move forward up in the top 10 spots here. And who's that going by? Charles. That looks like his sister Jean. Yes, it is. We haven't talked much about Jean Sanford this season, and she's quietly having a pretty good season at this point here. Charles running in 13th position, Jean up ahead, and she was 12th, and now she's moved up into 11th now as Cat Batson got moved up to the high side of the track. Dylan Young right there behind in the number 2 truck, and Matt Haas in the the number 8 truck. Cat running 13th, Dylan Young in 14th, 15th. Well, 15th was Matt Haas, and now here comes Cassie Dent in the 87 truck. She takes 15th away, and she'll bring Daniel Bouchard with her, as well as the 4 Jessica Shelton. Shelton fighting her way back into the field right now as they come through turns number 3 and 4 here. Oh, and they were 3 wide off turn number 4 here. Phil Parker now stuck in the middle. Well, was stuck in the middle. Now it's Cat Batson is the one who's in the middle right now. So now you got two ladies up there battling there, Cassie Dent and Kat Batson. Actually make that. They have a third one back there if Jessica Shelton gets back up there, gets up there behind the 87 truck. And now here comes, and now 49 of Josh King. That's him up on the high side. Josh being lapped here. He's in 33rd position right now. As Kat Batson in the 50 truck. She's now held up behind. Jessica Shelton says, "I don't want any of that," and she'll make her way, and she'll move to the low side. She gets by that bunch. And now Kat Batson, Phil Parker, and Cole Deaver all getting held up behind by that 49 truck, and no line to go in the inside here until Stephen Cologne goes by in the 18 truck. And Phil Parker's now stuck in the middle in that first turn. Oh my gosh. Phil didn't want to wait any longer here, and you couldn't blame him neither. And now Deaver goes by, and here comes Kat Batson. She goes by as well too in the 50 truck. And Zach Winkle, he's now lost the draft in the number 88 machine. So has Robbie Bogue, so has Ty Dent, so has Rob Evans. Evans has got crashed, as did Roberto Crown Jr. And Keith Batson still has not found a draft as well too. A horrible day for the number 28 team. As we are closing up on 10 laps to go right now here, Mitchell Collins has the lead now in the 06 Ultra Wheels Ford. Closing up behind Keith Batson. Batson running agonizingly slow. I mean, for that number 28 machine. He's doing 164 miles an hour in the draft, 165 miles an hour now in the turn number 1, but he was running he was not even running 160 miles an hour by himself. That's how slow it is in the draft sometimes. I mean, sometimes, and I tend to think he's got some sort of mechanical problem on that number 28 Napa United Ford. And you can bet there's gonna be some close corners in the Batson pits, in the Batson garage area when they get back to the shop up in Maine. And now Kyle Matthews and Jessica Shelton both being held up behind the number 28 truck, and Shelton says, "I don't." And Shelton, I should say, is a little impatient. She wants to move to the low side here and move and find that line. She does behind Cole Deaver, but here comes Phil Parker, 3, 4, and 5 right there together. But now Parker goes low, moves Shelton back up to the high side now, and Parker clocked that time by in 22nd position. Shelton was 21st, but now she's hooked. Now she's going a little bit backwards again right there through turns 1 and 2. But meantime, the battle's for the lead right here between Mitchell Collins in the 06 and the 80 of Jesse Turner. Pair of Fords up there, up in the front. And here comes the number 29 Dodge of Johnny Gardner up the 3rd spot now. Number 29 Mopar machine. Gardner carrying the banner for Team Mopar as Rob Evans was caught up in an earlier altercation, and that put him a lap down in the tail end of the lead lap, at least in 31st position. But Gardner would like to pull it off for the Mopar bunch. But here comes number 80, Jesse Turner, to the low side. He looks to the low side for the lead. Turner looking for his first victory of the season in the LCI Ford. Henry Williams up there behind him, I should say here. Williams started his race in 4th, and he has had a tremendous qualifying run. He's having a really good run in today's race, as a matter of fact, too, in that Sears Die Hard special. Williams has had a kind of a lackluster first part of the season, their first 6 races of the season, but here, race number 7, they appear to get it all. They appear to have had it up to get it all together. 3 wide back there, and Matt McIntyre wisely backs off just a little bit here. Seth Cole and Johnny Gardner side by side here. Gardner up the high side. Ooh, and he's almost got the wall come off to number 4. Actually, I'm not so sure if he didn't get off the wall. because I think he may have tapped it just a slight bit, though, but as they move past Roberto Crown Jr. in the number 62 truck once again. Trying to lap him there. Let's see who all gets held up behind it in the 62 truck this time. Oh, Collins goes to the low side there in the 06 machine. Crown up the high side. Off to number 4 here. Gene Sanford moves to the low side of number 94 truck as they come down the front stretch here. Now Matt Haas, Dylan Young, and Scott Upton. Oh gosh, Upton and Dexter Black just about got together, and I thought Dexter Black was going to turn Scott Upton around. I thought, but if that would have happened, that would have been a massive crash into turn number 3, and now they're 3 wide once again right there. Kyle Matthews makes his way past both Dylan Young and Stephen Colon in the 18 truck. Cassie Dent's back there, as is Zachary Fitzwater and Joshua Osborne. Boy, lap traffic can be an absolute... how should I word all this? Yeah. And in all this madness here, we are now down to 2 laps to go this time by here. Henry Williams, can he pull off an upset? And can he or Sebastian Dent pull off an upset here today? Well, we'll find out here as they come into turn number 1. It's Henry Williams out to the top, to the low side. He's got Jesse Turner behind him in the 80 truck. 3 Fords and 2 Chevys in the top 5 spots here as they come down the backstretch here, and Sebastian Dent goes to the lead. Trying to give Team Dent their first victory in this truck series here, but here comes Jesse Turner to the low side off to number 4. White flag this time by 1 lap remaining. Who wins at Charlotte? A 180-mile-an-hour chess game. All comes down to it. Matt McIntyre trying for second place now in the 44 truck, but he doesn't have it for long because Charles Sanford goes low, and they're going to go side by side, and that should seal the deal for Jesse Turner as they come off to number 4, and he is going to do it. The LCI Ford goes to victory lane. Checkered flag. Jesse Turner wins at Charlotte. Jesse Turner in the number 80 LCI Ford goes to victory lane here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Second place will go to Charles Sanford. Third to Johnny Gardner. Fourth to Matt McIntyre. Daniel Bouchard finishes in 5th position. 6th place will go to Sebastian Dent. 7th will go to Henry Williams. Logan Williams comes home in 8th position. 9th to Nathan Hudson. And 10th place will go to Mitchell Collins. Average speed 148.592. So 7 races are in the books now here in the NNSCRA Hunt Brothers Pizza Truck Series. I'll give you the rest of the finishing order here today. 11th will go to Cole Deaver. 12th place will go to Seth Cole. Paul Minnick 13th. Jessica Shelton with a solid finish in 14th. Scott Upton 15th, 16th to the Cat Batson, 17th Gene Sanford, 18th will go to 18th will go to Quentin Moore, 19th to Phil Parker, 20th to James Sykes, Kyle Matthews 21st, Cassie Dent, Joshua Osborne, Dexter Black, Dylan Young the top 25, then Stephen Colon, Matt Haas, Zachary Fitzwater, Zach Winkle, and Robbie Bogues the top 30, Rob Evans and Ty Dent round out the trucks that finished on the lead lap in out of the 32 trucks in the field. Trucks that were a lap or more down: Josh King, Roberto Crown Jr., and Keith Batson. 35 trucks finished on the lead lap, and 35 trucks finished in the race, and 32 of them were on the lead lap. There, Mike Becker, Levi McIntyre, and Nathan Orman round out the field. They were the 3 trucks that finished out of the race because of that crash back on lap number 4. So that will do it here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway here, and Eric, congratulations again to Jesse Turner, the winner here today of today's Hunt Brothers Pizza Truck Series race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best.